Hi, I'm Jamie, and welcome to Olympic Exterior Stains Idea Center. Is there an area of your yard or patio that could use a punch of color along with a great architectural element? Or maybe you have an unsightly spot in your yard where you'd like to look at something a bit more attractive. Well, today I'm going to show you how to build a garden trellis with a little bit of a design twist. The trellis is made of both wood and copper tubing. Come on, let's get started. The items you'll need for this project are a saw and hammer, an electric drill, a 3/8 and a 5/8 bit, various lengths and sizes of pressure-treated lumber, clamps, a hacksaw or preferably a tubing cutter, 1/2-inch copper tubing and 220 grit sandpaper, exterior wood screws and 5.5-inch carriage bolts, and Olympic deck cleaner. To finish the project, we'll be using Olympic Maximum Semi-Transparent Stain, and remember to always wear safety glasses. To remove dirt and contaminants that may have accumulated on this wood, we recommend that you clean it with Olympic deck cleaner. Cleaning the wood before staining allows for better stain penetration and maximum durability. After cleaning, allow the wood to dry and then cut it to size. You can go to Olympic.com and download our detailed instructions for materials and cut list. We have pre-cut to length all of the material for today's project. To make the staining process easy on this project, stain all of the wood before you begin assembly. Today we are using Olympic Maximum Semi-Transparent Stain tinted to rosewood. Since we already cleaned our wood before cutting, look at the great stain penetration and rich color. Semi-transparent stain provides a subtle color that allows the natural grain and texture of the wood to show. Please remember to stain any of the cut ends of your wood before installing the trellis for maximum waterproofing protection. The trellis we are making today is about 4 feet wide and 7 feet high installed. Now that our stain is dried, let's start assembling the dividers. Take one of the dividers and measure 3 inches from the top. You then want to make 6 other marks 9 inches apart. Using your 5/8 bit, drill holes centered at each marking for the copper tubing. You'll use this divider as the template for drilling the other 3 dividers and your 2 posts. Use your clamps to stabilize the pieces and make sure they are squarely aligned. Next, we'll mark the posts. Measure down 7.5 inches from the top inside of the post and mark. Place the top of the template divider at this point and center it on the post. Clamp in place. Drill through the holes in the divider into the post to a depth of 1 1/2 inches. At this time, it's a good idea to drill holes into the top and bottom rails for the carriage bolts. Flip the post so that the holes are facing you. Refer to our online instructions for exact layouts. Make sure you drill completely through the post. You'll repeat this process on the other post. Now, onto the copper pipe. Cut 7 pieces of copper pipe 33 inches long with a tubing cutter. The tubing cutter makes the job easier, but if you don't have one, you can use a hacksaw. Use 220 grit sandpaper to sand the ends. This will help the tubing slide easily into the drilled holes in the posts and dividers. Drive the copper pipes into holes in one of the posts. Use a scrap piece of wood to do this. Tap each of the dividers over the pipes, keeping them evenly spaced. Lay the trellis flat on the ground and insert the copper into the holes on the remaining post. We're now ready for the top rail. The longer piece is your top rail. You want to measure down 1 1/2 inches and cut off at an angle. Repeat this on the other end and on the other rail. Pre-drill and attach the top and bottom rails to the post with the carriage bolts. Now for the final piece, the top cap. Pre-drill 10 holes that align with the top rails, making sure to center the cap over the rails with about a 1-inch overhang. Attach with wood screws. Now, this is an interesting conversation piece. Just imagine how beautiful this will look next year with the climbing rosebush or clematis. And over time, the copper tubing will age to a beautiful patina. So, there you have it. Another way that beautiful ideas can become reality with Olympic exterior stains.